get easier, yeah, yeah. It's gonna get easier.
Hi, my name's Jan Brenan, and I'm a Roux-en-Y bypass patient. I'm 7 years post-op. I maintained most of my weight for about 5 years, and about 3 years ago, Hurricane Katrina hit. When Hurricane Katrina hit, it was a very emotional experience in my life. It was a heartfelt experience in my life. It was a high-stress experience in my life, and I found that I was going back to some of those things that I called my friend, especially food. I was very stressed, and food was my friend, and it was just easy. So after about 6 or 8 months after Katrina, I gained about 25 pounds. That was the bad news. The good news is that after about 25 pounds, I said, I got to stop the craziness. And so I decided I had to do something. So the first thing I did is I went and I hired a personal trainer. And I met with him, and I made a financial commitment and a physical commitment and an emotional commitment to the process. And that was getting back on track. The good thing is that I like exercising. I'm a hybrid. I know most people that are formerly 120 pounds overweight don't like exercise, and I always have. And so I was lucky. So I went to my trainer, Giraffe, and we talked about what I wanted to accomplish. The first thing I wanted to accomplish was stop the weight gain, or the weight regain. The second thing I wanted to accomplish is get back on track so I could be healthy again. And the third thing I wanted to accomplish is I wanted to try to start eating right. And I did. And what was really exciting is that I did stop gaining the weight. But the problem was I was working out 3 days a week, I was trying to eat right, and I was very committed to the process, and I couldn't take off the 20 or 25 pounds that I had regained. After talking to Jeff for a while, he gave me the bad news. The bad news is, this is your metabolism, this is your age, this is your reality. If you want to lose weight, you have to eat between 1,000 and 1,200 calories a day, and you have to be here and show up 3 days a week with me and do cardio 5 days a week. Showing up with him 3 days a week was easy. Doing the cardio was pretty easy, and I got very excited about it because I enjoyed it. Eating 1,000 calories a day wasn't happening. So basically, I worked out with him for about 1.5 years, and I stopped the weight gain, but I couldn't lose the weight, and it was making me crazy. So about 4 months ago, I had just decided, you know, you think you're a failure, Jan, but you're not really a failure. You've gained 25 pounds, but in the past, if you wouldn't have had bypass surgery, you would have gained 125 pounds. So just accept it, be happy, move on. You wake up every morning, you're healthy, it's a good thing. And then my doctor that did my bypass surgery, Dr. Tom Lavin, his group, I happened to be talking to him one day, and he told me about a new procedure called the ROSE. Basically, it's a restorative procedure. It stands for Restorative, Obesity, Surgery, and Aluminum. Well, it didn't mean anything to me, but what I found out later is that it gave you the opportunity for the doctors to look down your throat, go into your stomach, look at your stoma. They know what a stoma was. It's where your stomach and your small intestines reconnect, and they can see what size your stomach is and your stoma is. Basically, they're looking to see if your stomach's stretched or if your stoma's stretched. And so they can go down your throat, and they can try to make your bypass back to the size it was at the time that you had your surgery. And I was one of the lucky ones. They told me that I was a candidate for ROSE surgery. What made me decide to get to ROSE surgery? I really think, even though I was still only 25 pounds post-op, I was always so incredibly concerned with being 270 pounds again. And I needed one more chance. I needed another chance, because I knew that I was going to learn from the things that I had done wrong last time, because I really wanted it to work this time. So the good news is 4 months ago I had my ROSE procedure. I've lost about 16 or 17 pounds, depends on what time of the day and what day of the week I weigh myself. I lost the first 12 pounds pretty quickly. I think it took me probably about 2 weeks, two and a half, 3 weeks to lose the first 12 pounds. Since then, it's been just steady, incremental weight loss. Some days, some weeks I lose 1 pound, some weeks I lose 3 pounds. But you know, there's a little difference here. After my bypass surgery, I was always in fear of regaining the weight. Always. I lived my life in fear of regaining the weight. Since the Rose procedure, I don't worry about regaining the weight. I more look at losing the weight and being as healthy as I can be, and that I have been given a second chance. And it is absolutely a beautiful thing. I think the most frustrating thing for me when I was deciding to have the Rose procedure or not is that it's basically a new procedure, and I couldn't find a lot of information about it. What I found out was that from just reading the literature and going online is that the expectation was that first you were going to have a sore throat, and can I tell you something? Yes, you have a sore throat. You have a monster sore throat. Okay, it's not just a little sore throat. It's a big sore throat. And the second thing I had learned is that because it was incisionless, that you would only be out of work 1 day. It was an easy recovery, and you know, you could get back on track quite easily. And it was actually very easy. And it taught me that I can be successful. I can restore my original success, and I'm just working at it day by day. I've had obesity issues my whole life, and I tell my friends all the time, it's not a race, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And the problem was I wasn't listening to my own advice. And you know, it's easy to say, it's not so easy to do. So I took the responsibility. I decided, yes, I'm going to take this second chance. I thought I had failed. I hadn't really failed. In terms of bypass, talking to other people, I've learned that in some ways I've been a success because I only gained the 25 pounds. I think the most important thing that I could convey to anybody that's thinking of having a Rose is that it's the same thing I tell my friends that are thinking to have some other kind of bariatric or surgical weight loss procedure. It's a tool. It's a tool for you to use in the long term. When I had my procedure 7 years ago, people had this sense that it's a miracle. It's a miracle and you're never going to gain your weight back. And you know what? It is a miracle. It absolutely is a miracle because I tried everything. I worked hard at being 270 pounds. If I hadn't worked hard at being 270 pounds, I would have been 370 pounds. But I could never lose the weight. I was an obese, overweight woman that exercised, scuba dived, loved life large, but I couldn't take off the weight. The bypass surgery allowed me to take off the weight. Now the Rose procedure has allowed me to regain my success and really believe that I can do it. And I would encourage anyone to take the time, find the information, seek individuals out, and ask how they feel about it. It's basically still a new procedure, but you deserve it. And that's all I can say. In the end, I felt like I deserved it, and I wouldn't go back and change anything. I'm looking forward, I'm looking ahead, and I'm looking to many more months ahead of me of good and great success.